I'd like to introduce our guest, Michelle Zauner. Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm very nervous.
No, you're not.
I am, yes.
He was like eating a Rice Krispie treat like right before we went on. I was like, wow, you're so chill. Like walking up the stairs with a Rice Krispie treat.
I can't believe you told everyone that I did that. So the book, which I'm sure everyone here has read, Crying in H Mart. The book grew out of an essay you wrote for The New Yorker, right? So I think that on behalf of everyone, like we take a lot of credit for your success. Thank you, and you're also welcome. So when you finish the book and the book comes out, like, how did you change over the course of writing it?
I think that writing memoir really forces you to have like some radical compassion for people that you may or may not feel ready to have or like want to have. One really beautiful thing about writing a book is that it takes so much time and it forces you to have so much perspective. You know, when I submitted the rough draft, I didn't get it back for 3 or 4 months, and you can't keep working on it because your editor is reading the version that they have, and you have to sort of wait for it. And so when I reread it, I think I didn't realize I was so angry and how much I was holding in and how much I really needed to let go if I wanted to tell this story honestly and fairly. And so I think I was able to see other perspectives a bit more clearly and find a lot of forgiveness for myself and the people that were involved in this very difficult time in all of our lives.
How did your relationship to your mother change after you finished writing this?
I feel like I have a deeper understanding of her. I don't know if you, I know you don't want to talk about Stage True, but I had such a wonderful, I'm talking to a Pulitzer winning writer right now. For me personally, it was such a joy to see things from my mother's side and share parts of her. And I think part of the joy of being a writer is like being a sort of detective and unraveling parts of their person. And I feel like I had a deeper understanding and I felt much closer to her after writing the book. It almost felt like it was proof that I really loved this person because my mom and I had such a tumultuous relationship that I almost felt like I needed to get the facts straight that we really loved each other. It was just complicated, and I felt this need to prove that.
I guess I'm contractually obliged to ask you whether people recognize you at H Mart.
I don't get recognized in H Mart very often. And actually, like, the only time I've wanted to, like, bust out any, like, celebrity cred is, like, when, like, the security guard at the, like, East Village location was, like, really mean to me. And I couldn't figure out how to put the, like, basket in the cart. And he was, like, really mean about it. And I wanted to be like, do you know who I am?
You should have, like, pointed at the monitor because they have that video.
They don't have
right?
them there. That's probably why.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I did that, though, I was, like, checking out at the register. And I was like, oh, that's me. The Ajumma was really just like, I don't care.
Yeah. So you're moving to
Seoul.
What are you excited about? What are you afraid of?
Yeah, so I'm moving to Korea to live for a year and work on my second book where I am going to study the language and document that process. And I think it was such a natural response to writing a book that was so rooted in the past, and so much of what was hard about it was like, it was so obviously emotional, but also, it was hard to remember all of that. So I'm really looking forward to writing about the day-to-day experience of living in another country and learning a language. And, is it too late if you're, in your mid-30s and, don't have a great knack for languages? And so, I guess, like, the thing I'm most worried about is just, like, being too dumb to learn. And I'm really curious, like, how it will go to be fully immersed and have my one job to be a student. And I'm most excited to just be completely consumed by one thing, because so much of what I do for a living now is, like, stuff like this and playing a show and then doing an interview and making a music video and doing all these different things. I just want to do one thing and to like go to school and focus on one skill.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Great. The song's called Kokomo, Indiana. If I could throw my arms around you for just another day, maybe it'd feel like the first time. Now that you're away, I'll just spend my life not knowing how it feels to. These days I can't shake the awful feeling I'm missing something I can't place. Is that you manifesting like the fear of an oven left on? God, it felt so much back then. I was soft as a dune. If ever you come back, wherever you find your way to, and though it may not last, just know that I'll be here longing. I'll wait, passing time, just popping wheelies, kicking around this flyover state, watching you show off to the world the parts I fell so hard for. God, I wish we could go back there, left alone in my room. I know they deserve you too, and maybe I'm not that worthy. If ever you come back, wherever you find your way to, and though it may not last, just know that I'll be here longing. If ever you come back, wherever you find your way to, and though it may not last, just know that I'll be here always. Thank you. All right.